Slate Motors made headlines when it announced its upcoming electric truck would start at under $20,000 after federal tax credits. For American buyers who've been waiting for a truly affordable electric pickup, the news felt like a long overdue game changer. Finally, a tough, useful EV that didn't require a second mortgage. But in the ever-shifting landscape of U.S. politics and clean energy policy, nothing stays still for long. And now, Slate's promise of a sub-$20K electric truck has taken a sharp detour. The company has quietly updated its website, revealing that the truck's expected starting price has climbed into the mid-20s. That means a new price closer to $25,000, an increase of roughly $5,000 over its original projection. This change is more than a simple bump in MSRP. It's a reflection of deeper shifts taking place in the electric vehicle market and in Washington. One of the major reasons for the price hike is the upcoming elimination of the federal Clean Vehicle Credit, a policy change introduced through a sweeping new bill known as the One Big Beautiful Bill. Signed into law by President Trump, the legislation includes provisions affecting a wide range of industries, from defense spending to tax deductions. Among the many changes is a fast-tracked end to the Clean Car Tax Credit, which allowed EV buyers to shave up to $7,500 off the price of a new or used electric vehicle. Originally set to expire at the end of 2032, the credit will now be phased out by September 30, 2025. For buyers hoping to make the switch to electric while staying within budget, that's a very big deal. The timing couldn't be worse for companies like Slate that have built their business model around affordability and accessibility. Without that $7,500 discount, manufacturers either have to absorb the cost themselves or pass it on to the customer. For a startup like Slate, already balancing tight margins and high production costs, there's little choice but to raise prices. And for consumers, that means the entry-level electric truck market just got a little less inviting still. The Slate truck remains an intriguing option in a growing sea of EVs. While it won't carry the bargain bin price tag some buyers had hoped for, it does offer respectable performance and solid range for the money. The truck will feature a rear-mounted electric motor generating 201 horsepower and 195 lb-ft of torque. Those numbers may not blow away enthusiasts, but for the average driver, they're more than adequate. Acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour takes about 8 seconds, and the top speed is a manageable 90 miles per hour. The truck will also come with two battery options, 52.7 kilowatt-hours and 84.3 kilowatt-hours, offering estimated ranges of around 150 and 240 miles, respectively. That's enough to cover most daily commutes, weekend errands, and even a short road trip. However, the new pricing puts Slate in a more competitive bracket. The Ford Maverick, for instance, starts at just over $28,000 and comes with the backing of a well-established brand, dealership network, and a broader feature set. Suddenly, Slate's edge in affordability doesn't seem quite as sharp. For buyers comparing vehicles in the $25,000 to $30,000 range, the equation changes. It's no longer about sacrificing features to save thousands. It's about deciding which combination of power, space, design, and warranty support is worth the money. The larger issue here goes beyond one vehicle or one brand. The rollback of federal incentives could impact the entire EV market in the U.S., especially on the lower end. Without those credits, it becomes harder for manufacturers to push budget EVs, and harder for middle and lower-income Americans to justify buying one. What was once a win-win for green energy and wallet-conscious buyers is now in jeopardy. And in a nation where gas prices are always in flux and climate change is increasingly urgent, taking steps backward on clean energy adoption feels counterintuitive at best. Yet, this isn't the first time politics has disrupted the path of progress. The EV market has always been shaped by regulation, whether it's through emission standards, incentives, or infrastructure funding. The key difference now is the scale. With legacy automakers like Ford, GM, and Stellantis all pivoting toward electrification, and startups like Slate pushing innovation, every policy decision carries massive consequences. And when those decisions swing unpredictably, it sends ripples through the entire industry. What's frustrating for consumers is the lack of transparency. Slate hasn't made a public announcement or detailed blog post explaining the change. There's no press release, no social media post, no outreach, just a quiet edit to their website. That silence leaves buyers in the dark and forces media outlets and auto fans to speculate. Is this just the first of several price hikes? Will features be scaled back? Are timelines still on track? A little clarity could go a long way in keeping would-be customers on board. In the end, Slate's truck is still likely to find an audience. There are plenty of people looking for a simple, compact electric pickup that doesn't break the bank, even if that bank-breaking threshold is a few $1,000s higher than they hoped. And the company's innovative design, which reportedly allows the truck to convert into an SUV, still gives it a unique value proposition that others don't offer. But as the EV landscape evolves, affordability may no longer be the rallying cry that startups can lean on. The disappearance of incentives and the creeping cost of materials, labor, and compliance could make that promise harder to keep. For Slate and others, the new challenge is to offer not just a low price, but a compelling product that justifies every dollar spent, especially when those dollars are no longer subsidized. As the September 2025 deadline looms, the countdown is on for anyone hoping to take advantage of the clean vehicle credit. For now, buyers still have a little time to act. But that window is closing fast, and when it does, we may be entering a new era in electric vehicles, one where cost-conscious buyers are forced to rethink everything. Whether the Slate truck can weather that storm remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, the road to affordable electrification just got a little bumpier.